Scorpio? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo season 2022. Scorpio, it does feel like there is this ability to kind of like you're like dealing with things quicker, processing things quicker. There is a pace that's picked up. We kick off Virgo season with one of your ruling planets, Pluto, the god of ordeals and the transformation, the planet of ordeals and the transformation that arises from them. The god of the underworld, Pluto, is retrograde in Capricorn, and so you have, and is staying there until, October. You're not really like feeling, I feel like, big relief or huge progress forward until November. I feel like there's still so much like redo energy, reassessing, whoa, okay, like getting this straight. Okay, getting this straight. Okay, well that happened before. Now now this is here. It's like this like reassessing, realignment, restructuring. So there's still a lot coming to light about the long term, about business, money, career, your peak, the authorities in your life. Nothing flipped over, so I'm not taking any of this. But your reputation, your concept of a peak. Funny, the first card I saw was the Six of Cups, which is the Sun in Scorpio. So I do feel like harmony, emotional harmony, reciprocity, some stuff from the childhood coming up. We kick off Virgo season with your other ruling planet, Mars, in Gemini. So there's definitely this motivation towards the intellect or the using of the mind that could really have you overanalyzing, jumping to conclusions, being very suspicious. Curiosity killed the cat vibes, lots of that going on. Or that you may be drawn to or curious about, so you're just really gonna have to like let yourself be weighed down in a way that isn't, and I don't mean depressive. I mean it's like you putting like weights in your shoes, letting yourself get grounded. There may be just this like, I feel like you guys been like trying to float in the ether, really trying to get it together, or maybe really just trying to like put the blinders on in some sort of way and get stuff done. Be sure to, and not in a dismissive way, I feel like get stuff done doesn't just like, we're not just focused here on the 3D. I do feel like there is getting stuff done in and on a spiritual plane. But you got to find like which one you want to, collaborate with. But that's on you. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything is over where we do the Patreon plunge. The Spirit Squadron and I go deep and clarify every card. And that's the extended reading basically over there. As low as $8. All the info is in the description box below. For daily content, check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. It is very important, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that in this season, because there's going to be this pressure that's applied, and y'all like the pressure. You like the chaos. You like the, oh my God, I can't get it done. Oh my God, is there going to be enough time? Am I going to get, it's like this romance, this love affair with the angst, the tension, the drama, the heaviness of it all. And I feel like you're starting to like call yourself out in a different way. Mercury being exalted in Virgo is really going to, they are talking today. Mercury being exalted in Virgo is really highlighting your relationship to your thought process, how, and like the way that you analyze that fucking psycho obsessive Scorpio shit that you can really like, you can dive down a fucking rabbit hole. The gift for the overanalyzation, the gift for the hyper analysis, it could really like derail. I mean, it could just really, I feel like, cause you guys to mismanage some time, mismanage some energy. There is this highlight to like the attention to detail that I feel like you guys can really benefit from. Just don't get caught up in it. I heard be in the world, but not of it. Whatever that means for you. So understand in Virgo season, we're here to refine. There is a refinement that is required. This is feminine, mutable earth. We are closing out summer and initiating fall, preparing for that autumnal equinox in Libra season. And so there is this discernment, this discrimination that comes through, where it's just like this need to heal or establish a healthier relationship to your internal critic, Scorpio. Your standards for yourself are rising. And for those of you who feel like you really are meeting those new standards for yourself, your standards are going to start raising for other people too. And I hope that puts you in a position where you stop settling, not become agoraphobic. This is a season where you're going to be really forced to look at where are you wound too tightly. And where, in what arenas in life do you need to, what areas in life, do you need, is it time for you to tighten up? Do more, talk less. Shit. Okay, I'm going to stop shuffling because they're ready to talk. Do more, talk less. And that could be, and it's funny, do more, talk less. It's like, get to it. Let's go to it. All right. There are some astrological notes I want you aware of. Because I do feel like we have the opportunity to tap into our inner fucking Beyonce this season. And it needs to be constructive, not you initiating a tyrant. Or like initiating tyranny. On August 22nd, Virgo gets the sun, and there's this highlight on service, analysis, practicality, order, and doing the right thing, whatever that is for you. There could be a realignment with your moral compass, with your ethics, what you consider the right thing. But there is a right way to do it, and you're going to encounter the wrong way to do it, and Virgo's going to help you really make right decisions quickly. On August 24th, Uranus retrogrades in Taurus. That's in your shadow, Scorpio. So the Great Awakener, the revolutionary planet, the planet of upheaval, the planet of electricity is retrograding in your shadow. And so in the sign of I have. And so I do think that there are these revolutions and you like learning these kind of like jarring encounters in regards to like what I have, what I want, what I put my energy into. Is the grass green? Am I watering my grass? Is the shit green? Am I fertilizing it? Am I tending to it? You know what I mean? Uranus retrograde in Fear Factor, the download that came through was Fear Factor. There's something about facing your fear facing. Whatever is not working is going to be brought to the surface so it can get cut. Your price is way too high. You need to cut it. There's something like that. On August 27th, we have the new moon in Virgo, and I'll do my best to have a separate video, though I may be out of town. The divine has come together and decided that I need to go to Burning Man, so it happened. I did not ask for it, it just showed up, and all right. So there may be something like that that's coming for you. So that new moon in Virgo, it's time to establish or initiate intentions in regards to plant seeds in regards to how to unwind and where to tighten up. On September 5th, Venus goes into Virgo, and it's giving Nine of Pentacles vibes, y'all. It's going to be really, really beautiful, I feel. Venus in Virgo is going to attract in great work, good health, good like service, or like people who give what you give, people who put in what you put in. Like, did you put in on this? That's how it's like, and like, yes, they do. But on September 9th, we have a Mercury retrograde in Libra. Mercury is retrograding all the way back into Virgo, so there's definitely some redo energy. A highlight on I balance and I analyze, and also a grander, like macro level theme here of I analyze versus I believe. And that's going to initiate differently for all of us. On September 10th, we have the full moon in Pisces, and the download that came through was release your humanness. You are a fucking spirit having a human experience, and it's time to get weird, Scorpio. Let yourself get weird, however that means. So light it if you got it. I'm going to get some sweet grass for that ass. Because we are oh so grateful for our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, welcoming in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo season 2022. I hear short and sweet. I feel like we're able to like get to it quickly. I like the clearing. I like the idea of you clearing, you actively doing your part to clear your space, to clear your energy. I feel like it will be, there's a newfound clearing that comes by way of you getting out in nature, you getting out in earth, not in water. Go for a hike, go into the mountains, go into like a cave, go where there's soil, where there's dirt, maybe even buying more house plants or something of that nature, getting, you know, more than just like a snake plant, something that you know, that's on a different watering or you know, cycle than the plants that you have. I feel like really deeply connecting with your physical body, growing maybe some food that you eat. That could be something you guys are really falling in love with, maybe gardening. I feel like if you have a garden established already, things are definitely about to improve and get better, especially once Venus comes into Virgo. So, light it if you got it, hydrate. As we welcome in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo season 2022. There's something about ease, about softness, about organic. Let it be organic. Let it flow. You don't need to push. You don't need to press. You don't need to apply pressure. Because this is like the end of an era that you're experiencing. This is the world. This is Saturn. Saturn is currently retrograde in Aquarius. For some of you, there may be somebody with Scorpio. Scorpio. Excuse me, there may be somebody with Aquarius or Capricorn. I'll say Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus energies are coming up, are very highlighted. There may be an ending of a cycle, or an end of a fight, end of stress or tension. Something could be ending. There could be a completion, an end of an era, a rite of passage, a graduation, an anniversary. No, not needing to burn the candle at both ends in some sort of way, Scorpio. It's time to allow for completion. Things may be starting to feel complete. You kick off Virgo season like accomplished, maybe feeling accomplished, or traveling. There could be some new travels, or profound lessons that you've learned from traveling, or just great experiences that you've had. If you are traveling, you are deeply protected, and I feel like that would be really beneficial for you to do. There is something about like an end of a cycle, an end of an era. Some of you, if you don't want to get pregnant, I feel like be safe. Pregnancy could be a thing. Traveling could be a thing. Someone coming to someone traveling to see you. What do you need to do to allow this thing to come full circle? Something is coming full circles. There is like this, some of you are coming out on the other side. You made it through the portal. You are protected through a harsh time, or protected through some sort of experience. And I feel like there's this newfound intimacy, newfound vulnerability that you have access to, or that you require. Do not settle for people who can't fucking show you their feelings or talk to you about their feelings or their emotions. You don't need to, just because you see all this potential in them doesn't mean that you need to put all this fucking work in to making somebody who you want them to be. There is an end of a cycle, and it's time for you to focus on you. It's time for you to be your number one priority. Some of you are traveling with your father, or there's a powerful conversation with the father, ending something, or a new cycle, or a new chapter with someone with Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, or Scorpio placements. I feel like Mars, this is Mars, is showing up. Some of you, it's like you're graduating, and now whatever lessons you've learned, you're applying for your own. There could be somebody with Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Capricorn placements that's traveling to see you, and it's going to be very impactful or purposeful in some sort of way. I feel like take your time to celebrate your small wins. I mean, or the big wins. Take time to like celebrate. Take time to like recover from like the hard work that you put in, the chapter that you just closed. It's important to, I also feel like something is ending, so that, or something is, there's this deep evolution that's happening, the micro matching the macro. There is this like in sync. Things are feeling in sync, and you're in this opportunity. And if they don't feel in sync, it's time to establish some real structure and discipline so that you can do your part to start making things feel structured and in sync. Some of you, it's like you're going to see your dad, or your dad's going to see you, or there's someone who is like an entrepreneur or something that you're learning a lot from. The world coming out swinging in Virgo season, Scorpio. I mean, this is the world, so that's the end of an era, and you really starting this new chapter by way of being forced, I feel like, to kind of ask yourself the hard questions. Are you able to self-motivate? Can you do it on your own? Some of you want to be an entrepreneur. Some of you want to be famous. Like, everybody want to be famous, but nobody wants to put a work in. Everybody wants to be famous, but no one wants to put the work in. And I feel like you're in a point, and it's not even just about famous. it's about comfortable. Everyone wants to be rich or successful or whatever it is. And it's just like, are you willing to be consistent? Are you willing? It's like, I just heard, what's your mood got to do with it? Some of you, there is this new chapter with your father, or a new chapter with maybe a baby father, or someone is becoming a father. You're becoming a father, becoming a mother, becoming a parent. Having to, maybe there's like single parent kind of vibes going on here, or you're really having to dive in and figure out what's going on. Can you formulate a plan and stick to it? Can you, do you know who you are? This new chapter, there is some rerouting that's happening in this season. Some things are shifting, and you're realizing who you are in a different way. But I do feel like you got to pay attention to what you're holding on to, what you know about yourself to be true. These ideals, these beliefs, these desires that you have, where are they founded from? What's your relationship to your anger? I feel like there's also something shifting with this father figure. Someone, like, does this person want to be a father? Do you want them to be a father? The Two of Wands just flew out, but it didn't, like, it just flashed, but didn't fly out. So there could be big choices coming through. So Scorpio, let's get it. Come on, keep going. For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Nine of Cups and then the Ten of Swords reversed. Center of the reading is wish fulfillment. What do you want and how do you want it? And understand, whatever it is that you want and however it is you want it, you're not going to get it by way of carrying around that old victim mentality, or that old woe is me mentality, or that old concept of, this is how it always was, and this is what always happens to me. It's like, no, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. We have the experience that we expect. So if you expect bullshit, you're going to get bullshit. And it's time for you to start understanding. I'm sorry that I'm yelling at you. That's how it just feels like. It's like, yo, when are you going to let go of this concept that this is like what you deserve? Or this always happens to you? It's like you just keep drawing in these experiences that confirm this, because that's like this psycho-cybernetic settings that's in your head that, like, I always get the short end of the stick. Why? Why does that have to be the short end of the stick? Why? You know what I mean? There's just like this shifted perspective, I feel like. Let me just get the final card, final message, please, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like there are dreams that you have, aspirations that you have, things that you've started that you stopped working on. Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And with the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And Scorpio, so I just feels like there is, Virgo season is giving what Virgo season is supposed to give. It's like this harsh fucking truths that, hey, this trauma bonding, these traumatic upbringings, this like negative self-talk, these negative self-beliefs, this feeling like the black sheep, feeling like you're always the outsider, or always on the other side of help, or always stuck with stupid or stuck with broken. You're always fixing up somebody, and it's like you will keep doing that if that's who you keep giving your energy to. It's time to start fixing you up. Start focusing on what is worth discarding, what is worth investing more time and energy into. There is this breaking of a cycle in your relationship to earth, in your relationship to your physical body, in your relationship to money, in your relationship to this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's take a look at this. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to keep all those cards too. I feel like this is an end of an era, Scorpio. And the Divine's really first card, like major arcana coming out heavy. In the beginning of Virgo season, you're going to be heavily redirected. The travel plans are not going as you think, or there could be someone switching things up, and I feel like you should still give yourself the vacation, still give yourself the break, but also give yourself the structure and the plan. There's some, like, stop making everybody else's dreams come true. What is on your heart? What do you want to accomplish? Some of you have already accomplished a lot, and it's like, what is still left on your heart? What do you still want to, how do you want to give back? How can you be there for others? Who are the few people that, you know, really love you, that you really love, that really take care of you and prioritize you, and how, you know, making sure that you're taking care of home first. That's whatever that is for you. Take care of home first. There's a period like this burning the candle from both ends, and the survival mode, and I don't have enough, and am I gonna make it enough? It's like life will stay paycheck to paycheck if that's what you feel worthy of. If that's what you let yourself acquire. And for some of you, you're far beyond paycheck to paycheck. Everything is fucking great, but it's just like there's this underlying kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, or waiting for something to fuck up, or that just feels weird here. It's like, are you addicted to the worst case scenario? Are you addicted to always, like, preparing for the worst, you know, case scenario? It's like, if you're always preparing for the worst, you know what I mean? It's just like, aren't you just praying for the worst? Because worrying about it is praying for it. That's how we manifest as a species. And it just feels like your relationship to survival mode, your relationship to hustle, all of that stuff is like really coming up. It's like you're very close to acquiring some fulfillment. I feel like the center of this, the heart of this season is about you doing some emotional inventory and understanding that it's time to thank that survivor version of you. They've gotten you so far. It's just time to disconnect from them. That it's time to let go of all those traumas that have been motivating you, the revenge that's been fueling you, the fucking it's like the plotting, the vendetta. It's just like, that's not going to cut it anymore. That's not going to bring you peace. And I feel like some of you are really learning how to prioritize, like, you want peace versus, like, it's like you don't want revenge, or you don't want to get back at this person anymore. You just want peace. Or you don't want this, you know, you don't want that smoke with God. You don't want the constant, like, it's like the battle doesn't have to be this crazy ass battle, doesn't have to be this fight, doesn't have to be so dark. You know how to navigate this. Doesn't mean just, it's like the divine exposed you to all this darkness so you could learn how to navigate it, so you could learn how to drive it, so you could learn how to drive through it. You could learn how to help, you know, bring others through it. Not so that you can figure out how to fucking live here forever. This is not your lot in life. Abandonment, financial conflict, physical pain, dealing with, you know, all of these kids, all of this drama, all of these, you know, all these, like, broken promises, all these broken people, these stabs in the back, the lies, the self-limiting beliefs. That's not your life, your lot in life, hun. Those were the training wheels. Those were like the training courses. You know what I mean? That wasn't the divine being like, hey, this is all that you deserve. These were just the trials and the tribulations that had to, like, fuck your shit up. That's when you're ruled by the planet of ordeals. The transformations that arise from the ordeals. So it looks like in Virgo season, there are going to be some ordeals. But you are fully equipped with all the tools that you'll need to establish this profound transformation of your mind, your mental stability. There's a lot of heartbreak, disappointment, and pain and recovery that you finally get to put down. It's like it's this next chapter. You don't have to identify with the fight, the struggle, the overcoming. It's like there is this breaking away from this very emotionally erratic version of you, or these people who bring out this version of you don't want to be anymore. You're finally being pulled away, especially if it has to do with friends, if it has to do with your mother or the mother's side of the family. I feel like there is a deep disconnection from distractions. And there is going to be, it's like, oh, what are you going to do now when you can't identify with all this pain? What happens when stuff starts going right? I feel like for some of you, like the divine's going to like switch shit up just for like science at this point, just to like fuck with you, basically. It's like, oh, all my life, it's always been this hard. It's always, and I'm not trying to dismiss your pain. I'm just saying you were not meant to solely identify with it. It can't be the fucking like highlight of your personality is your struggle. That's an issue. And that's not healthy. That's imbalanced. And so I feel like there is a lot of structure, there is a lot of reorganization, there is a lot of creativity, there's a lot of balance that comes from no longer just focusing on how much it sucked and how hard it was. And it's like some of you, maybe you do need to like have this kind of like be kind rewind moment where you look at the pain so that you can start to like make something of it finally. Churn this fucking butter into something, you know? Peace is the goal. And coming into union with your higher self, coming into union with your guides, your ancestors, the God of your understanding. It is time to create stability in your home, create a reverent place for yourself to hang out in, clear space, clear energy. And if you can't get that inside your home, you need to get it outside. You need to go outside and seek that. But I feel like more sleep is necessary. Celebrating this next chapter with sleep, with restoration, and concocting some sort of plan to be done being fueled by this. This is not the motive anymore. There is a need to learn how to be motivated by the light, by opportunity, by potential. And I feel like you get to experience that. And there's going to be this rerouting. So maybe you need to go somewhere hot. Going to the desert, going to somewhere with like Red Rock Amphitheater, or going to Denver, Colorado, New Mexico. It's time to get out west, California, Arizona. There may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, or Aries, that I feel like there's like a leader or a mentor or guide or someone that's like always looking out for you, someone that really loves you, no matter how what roles they play in your life or that they showed up. It's like someone who's like your daughter was actually your father, is actually, and the one who was like your best friend was actually your mother. And so it's interesting just how like these connections show up, but we like learn to love each other in different ways, learning to love each other from different angles and different perspectives. God, that just made me, I don't know, it just was beautiful. It was like I vowed someone, and it's not even someone, me. Even if it's just me, I vowed to come back and find a multitude of ways to love you. I signed up. I actively was willing to, this time maybe I'm just your friend, but maybe last time I was your dad, and maybe last time I was your lover, or maybe last time I was your child. And it's like I have signed the fuck up. We all have signed the fuck up to just love each other in so many different ways, from many different angles and facets. And loving you doesn't just mean it's rainbows and bubbles and sunshine. Maybe I signed up understand. At some point, I loved you enough to sign up to be the one that hurt you. To be the one who I showed up as the trauma. And this, I'm saying me, but it's like, if it's not me, it's you. It's you, it's me. If it's you, then it's them. There is no separation. Know that on a soul level, at some point, I've loved you enough to sign up for this shit show again, to come up and be a fucking mess so that you could just fall in love with my potential, and I could rock your life and really, really, really hurt you, but you would all of a sudden, because you were put down this way, you learn how to regenerate yourself. You learn how to like start. It's like I saw like X-Men, where it's like all of a sudden the swords, like your body starts to mutate and generate and regenerate around the swords, and then it purges the swords out of your back. You know what I mean? It was just like, but all you needed was to be hurt that much. All you needed was to be wronged that much. All you needed was to be neglected that much. It's just like, the people that hurt you the most, especially if it's like a father figure or an Aries or a Scorpio or someone that, whoop, a spider just dropped down. I knew I saw that damn spider. There's so many spiders everywhere. It's just like the people that have hurt you the most are actually these, like, it feels like there's this awareness that they're actually these angels who loved you enough to, and I say angels loosely, but it's like they're these souls that loved you enough to understand that your response to pain, maybe you tapping into some of your greatest accomplishments, maybe that is the the gateway for some of you. It doesn't have to be all of you, but let go of the grudge. There's new sources of motivation, especially once Mars gets out of Taurus and moves into Gemini. Not once. I mean, that's where it's at in the season. I'm trying to keep my eye on this spider. I really try not to kill spiders. And I feel like the Divine's like really trying not to, it's like trying to get you to love yourself, not hurt yourself, not harm yourself, not be so critical of yourself, to like take heed on the progress that's been done. But you don't have all the pieces. You don't know everything. So, like, pull back. It's time to analyze. This is the season of I analyze. And there's a lot to analyze. There's a lot to balance before we can get to your season and start talking about all the shit that you desire. But for now, let's get this new foundation. Let's get these new bricks laid. New bricks in the mind, so that you can behave accordingly in the real world, the 3D world. All right, I love you. You got this. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.